Oh, yeah, you
Still
caught
doing
me
that
dancing.
dance.
That's old school dance.
It's the old school
Old
shuffle,
school, old
right?
school dance.
Okay.
All
Boop.
right, let's be intentional now. Welcome once again. We're coming on live. This is not recorded. This is a live taping, and we're here. I'm Dr. Anthony Latson. This is my beautiful wife, Dr. Kim Latson.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good
Great Sunday.
evening, everybody. Good evening. We're back again. We are empowerment mentors, and we are back again to help you become your best self. Because as you see underneath our beautiful faces, it says, live your best life and business too. Because we want you to live your best life, but a lot of people that we deal with are entrepreneurs. And since they're entrepreneurs, they're trying to separate their life and their business. But you don't have to separate your life from your business because you can live your best life in your business too, because you are the message. You
Ooh.
are the person that you're saying, I'm selling this, or I'm presenting this. But no, you can't just say, I'm presenting this. You have to live the life that you was created to live, and you're not selling, you're serving.
I like
I don't
that.
want to.
Say
I don't
that.
want to get too deep into it because this is the introduction. But you're living your best life by serving the people that God called you to serve. So we just here to help you live your best life in your business too. So
Mm. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good right there. That's good right
yeah,
there.
so we want to let people come on because this is a pop up live
Yeah.
stream because we want to keep you excited, keep you motivated, and if you are showing up and you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you're excited, you're motivated because you didn't click off. You didn't click off the screen because you saw my face. You clicked off the screen. No, you're still here. And since you're still here, we want to welcome you to living your best life with your business.
Ooh. Mm, I
I'm
love that.
excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
me too. Me too. Me too.
So what are we? I know what we're going to talk about, but just let's act like we don't know what we're going to talk about. What are we going to talk about today?
Hmm. I
Hmm.
don't know. What do you think? What do you think we should do?
I don't know.
Uh,
I, I know a lot of people asking questions because we finished our the messenger challenge. A lot of people are still in it, and we understand that there's some people who wanted to join and they couldn't join for whatever reason, financial, just business, and just time. But we still want to give because it's better to give than receive. I like receiving though, but it's better to give than receive. So that's why we still on a continual basis giving the information that God has given us to give to you. So
Absolutely.
since you're here and you're hearing the sound of my voice, we want to give you more information, which turns into revelation, so you can become the best version of yourself.
Mm. I
So
like.
I
Yeah.
think we should go back into what we was talking about before, and as you see on the screen below, there's levels to this.
Mm.
You saying levels? Yeah, there's levels to every form and aspect of your life, but there's levels to this pertaining to your message. There's levels to this pertaining to the life that you always desire to live. Because there's a life that you desire to live, but you haven't obtained it yet. Because if you're desiring something, that means it's not even a manifestation yet. So if you're desiring a life to live or live that life worth living instead of living a life of survival, there's levels to this. You're on one level, and where you desire to be is on another level. You have levels to get to that level. So there's levels to this, and we're going to talk about creating your best-selling book.
Absolutely. And many of you out there, you have a message. You have, maybe many messages. You want to write your book. You've been saying one day you're gonna do it. You've been saying someday you're gonna do it. You may have been like me, waiting for years to say someday, or one day I'm going to write. Or maybe you have. You started and you stopped. That was my process. I started, I stopped, I started,
Mhm.
stopped. Just still not seeing it to the end. And so we want to help you, just get started and, share with you some tips, some strategies on how to create your best selling book.
And the key is creating your best-selling book is easier than you think. Because as you realize, you're saying, how, or some of you might say, how can I create a best-selling book? Some of you already know that's online now. Some of you have an idea, but you might say, how can I create a best-selling book? I know how to write a book. I've written books, but how do I create a best-selling book? Don't you know your life is a book full of pages? Your life is a book full of pages, and I'm going to put it this way. Everything that you experience is not for you. Everything that you experience is in your cells of recognition, and it's attached to an emotion. And since it's attached to emotion, it is a page of your life. And since it's a page of your life that you have hidden in your heart, those special things you hid in your heart, you can take that page of your life and put it on a page of a book. And as you put on a page of a book, you're showing your aspect of that situation or experience to the reader. And if it's a teaching moment, they're going to read the aspect of your heart, which is the aspect of your life. That's why I say, you might say it's hard to do. How I'm going to do it? It took me years or months to book, but you already have a book written inside your heart. And since it's written inside your heart, you have to understand how to tap into it, to pull it out, and to put it on the pages so the world can read it. So that's
Yes.
why we help you create your best-selling book. Now, if you didn't write
Absolutely.
that down, you didn't write down what I just said, that was a teaching moment. Because I'm not going to say, write this down and put it in a book or put a pen right here. As I speak, you should be writing it down because everything that we and my wife said is a teaching moment. You got to grasp onto it to realize that what we are teaching you is as we speak. And as we speak, you grab a hold to it if you really, really, really want the desires of your heart to manifest. We're going to reveal it to you as we speak. Because if you're intentional, you will listen to what we're saying and grab a hold of it and say, since they accomplished writing their book, they accomplished helping people write their books. They have accomplished putting people together to do a a compliment, you know the word, putting people together in one book, 4 and 5
Yeah.
people, stories
Yeah.
in one book,
Collaboration. Yeah. Yeah.
collaboration, collaboration to make a book with different people with different ideas, but on one mission
Mm.
to help the reader create a life worth living instead of living a life of survival. So that's why we're here to help you create your best-selling book. And you have the book inside your heart. Since it's inside your heart, we're here to help you tap into it, pull it out, and put it on the pages so they can see and read the book of your life. So
Amen. Let's do it.
the different aspects or the different levels of creating your book, we're going to go with number one,
Mm.
mindset.
Yes.
Mindset is key. And our definition is believe in your ability. You have abilities in your life. You have abilities that you created, not only created, you cultivated. But you have to believe in your ability to express your ideas and tell your story.
Mm.
You don't have to worry about what other speakers or other trainers have done and their stories and the stories that touched your heart. You say, "Oh, I'm gonna tell that story." You could tell that story, but we're talking about creating your best-selling book.
Mm. Yeah.
Cultivate a growth mindset that embraces challenges and views failures as opportunities to learn and improve. That's why mindset is key. Your mindset.
Yep. Yep. That's and you know what was when as I started when and I my journey to writing a book or to authoring or becoming an author is that stopping and starting. What it really was a reflection of was my mindset. My saying someday or one day was a reflection of my mindset because somewhere in my mindset I was telling myself I couldn't do it or I didn't have the ability to do it. How can you become an author? you didn't go to school to, I mean, you don't have this, or you're not this, you're not the what ifs and the what we don't have. Somewhere in our mindset, there's something that's telling us we cannot do it, or there's some negative aspect that's in our mindset that prevents us from going forward with writing this book. And that's why
Yes.
we say your mindset has to shift from I can't to I can, or from you giving yourself reasons why you can do it to just giving yourself, you really just need one reason why you can. That's the shift in our mindset. To know, as you said, as Dr. Latson said, our life is a book. What gives us the authority to write a book is that we have some experiences that we have learned and that we can help someone else with.
And that's key. That's
Mhm.
key because a mindset is a set pattern of thinking that you have in your mind. It's already set in motion. And once it's set in motion, it's already set right there. So every time you think about it, that's the first thing coming to your mind. Oh, I can't write a book because I heard people say it takes too long to write a book. It took them a year to write a book. I can't write a book, but I don't know where the first place to start. I can't write a book. I don't know the framework. I don't know how to do it. That's already set in your mind. So when somebody asks you out of the blue, yo, you finished writing your book? Oh man, I'm still trying. But your mind is telling you subliminally you can't write it because you heard people say it take a year. You don't know where to start. All those things come to the front of your mind, and you're like, yeah, you're right. You start agreeing with whatever's set in your mind. I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. Who are
Yeah.
you listening to? You're listening to those past failures from those other people who said they couldn't do it, and you're agreeing with yourself saying, since they can't do it, I can't do it. But I'm here to tell you now, change your mindset. Get around those who you want to become. Get around those who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. So when that thought comes in your mind, I can't do it. Yes, I can because I saw Dr. Anthony do it. I saw Dr. Kim do it. They wrote books. They wrote multiple books. They helped people do collaborative. See, I can say collaborative. I couldn't say it before. They did collaborative books with 3 or 4 or 5 people in one book. They did it. I can do it. And since you're going to say that over and over again, you change in your mindset. You resetting your mind, changing your mind, renewing your mind by those words that's positive. You're renewing your mind with the words that's going to get you motivated instead of getting you depressed. Get you motivated saying, I can write this book. And when the thought said, how can you write a book? Don't you remember you said you can't? Yeah, I said I can't, but I got new information saying I can. I'm not using my faith. I'm tapping into the faith of Dr. Anthony and Dr. Kim saying I can do it. I believe they say I can do it. I can do it. Then one point in your life, you're going to say, or one point of the journey, you're going to say, they believe I can do it. I believe I can do it myself. I believe I can do it. And when somebody says, you finished writing your book? No, it's already written. I'm just tapping into my heart to put on pages. Why? Because I can write a book. You reset your mind saying I can instead of saying I can't. That's
Amen.
the power of resetting your mind. And as the scripture goes, you have to renew your mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As you think in your mind, that's setting up the program to become the person you saying you can't become. That sounds good. Sound like we preaching right now, right? Yeah, but we're here to help you reset your mind so you can create your best-selling book. Let's go number 2.
Yeah, let's do it.
How to create your best-selling book? Boom. You can read this one.
There it is. Hire a coach, right? Consider coaching, consider mentoring, guidance, feedback, support. Listen, a coach is going to offer you insight, knowledge, and wisdom and strategies that you don't have yourself, right? 'Cause the reality is none of us gets to success by ourselves, right? We're not here by ourselves. We have coaches of our own. And when I started writing this book, I heard someone in here. We didn't have like the Facebook like we have now, but I got an email. Oh, learn how to write your book in 90 days. I was like, man, write your book in 90 days. And I started to just get information on it. but I needed someone to help me, to guide me. And from that time on, that, hey, I understand the process, and it's not easy, but I needed someone to guide me. And so wherever you are on your book journey, you don't have to do it alone. We're here to help you. If we're here to help you write your book, to get started, like you said, this is something that we do. This is something that God has enabled us to do, and it is something that we're honored to do it. So you don't have to do it alone.
You don't have to do it alone. What's the scripture? You
Uh,
can walk. You can go 1,000 miles. I'm gonna paraphrase it now because I can't remember the whole thing. But you can go 1,000 miles alone, but it's so much sweeter when you got a friend to walk with
oh,
you. That's my quote. Matter of fact, I
no,
just made that.
no, I
I
love
just,
it. I like it. I was gonna say the African proverbs. I was gonna say what says, "You can go fast. You can go fast alone, but you can go far together." And so, yeah, it's it's not about speed, but it is about how far you can go. And a
mhm.
coach or a mentor can help you go farther than what you can do by yourself. And
Mhm.
so that's the value. Really, it's if I can't even tell you, and even us, and we look at our business and the different things that we do, if we didn't have coach, right? If we didn't
Mhm.
have a mentor that saved us uh, time, money, and so much when you have someone to walk beside
Yeah, because remember I told you the story. Many of you know,
you.
many of you don't. First time I tried to write a book, 2008, 2009. I sat at the table, got the pen, paper over there, got a cup of coffee, had a Twinkie. I don't know if a Twinkie or a cupcake, one of those things. And I said, I'm gonna write my book. I got the title. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna sit down and write it. Sat down like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sit down, write it. By 8 o'clock, didn't even have a half a page, didn't even have a paragraph. I'm sitting back, oh man, this thing hard, man. I know what I want to say, but how I'm going to put on the page, but how I'm going to write it out. Oh, I'll start again tomorrow. Came again tomorrow, sat at the table, got another cup of coffee, a Twinkie or something, cupcake, sat down, I got it. I got the first paragraph from yesterday, I'm going to start going on from the next page. Boom, start writing. I write faster than I think, and since I write faster than I think, it look like chicken scratch. I got like a whole page where I couldn't read it because I write chicken scratch because I'm thinking faster than I write. I'm trying to remember everything I'm writing down, and I'm trying to look at it. I'm like, oh man, I can't even understand that. But it wasn't coherent. It wasn't in the right order. But I did something. At least I tried. Then I gave up. I didn't say I give up, but I said I put it off for tomorrow. And tomorrow came next week, and next week came next month. Next month came a year because I was frustrated because I didn't know how to put it together. And then we, went to our trainings and have different mentors. And one of our mentors, he showed us how to put a book together. He
Mm.
gave us framework.
That framework,
Called framework. Gave us the framework. He put everything in order. This is where you start. This is your introduction. This is the body. This is how you put it together. This is a conclusion, and you have a book. This is the book right here. This is the book right here. What I didn't want to do or didn't know how to do, and I really gave up on in 2008, it literally took me, I'd say 7, 8 hours to get the book out of my heart. Now to get the framework published and everything, it took longer. But just to get this information, the information that's in this book, the framework in the book, took me 7 to 8 hours to get it out. That's one of the methods that we have that we teach our clients on how to get their message out. It might take you longer, it might take you shorter, but 7 hours or 8 hours, I got this whole book out and ready to get it, formatted and put together and copy edited and everything. But to get the whole message out took so much, not even so much time, so much easier to release because I had a framework.
the
I
framework.
knew where to start. I know where to put the different titles and the messages and the ideas and the thoughts. and you put in the framework, boom, 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 get it out. And once it was already out, wow, it made so much sense. And then you can just add, take away. I'm getting too deep into it now, but it's already in here. Add, take away, and then you have your book. Just like when they build those buildings, or they build the house that you're living in, there's a blueprint.
Mhm.
The house is built 3 times, one in your mind. You got the idea of what the house is going to look like. Number two, it's already on a blueprint. It's built on the blueprint. That's number two. And number three is when they're building into the natural realm, that you can walk into it with your physical senses and feel it, taste it, touch it, smell it. But it's built 3 times. In your mind the first time, the second time on a blueprint, and the third time in your hands. That's what a framework will give you. The blueprint on how to create a best-selling book, which is already inside of you. Wow, we're doing some teaching right now.
Yeah, let's just
Hope you've written that down because, like we said before, as we speak, you better write it down because these are teaching moments.
all right,
Let's
let's
go to number 3,
do number 3.
intentionality. You got to be intentional because if you're not intentional about your writing, you're just going to be writing just to write. You're not going to have a mission or purpose or plan in your writing on who you're speaking to, what you're trying to accomplish. Because it's a writing process. You got to set clear goals and establish a realistic writing schedule. See, when I sat down at the table, I said, I'm going to write my book now. I'm going to sit down and write my whole book. I can't write the whole book in one day without any information or blueprint or framework because I was all over the place. I couldn't even read what I wrote. So I'm like, okay, I wrote the book and what that word is. I know what I was thinking. What that word is. What you asking me for? I wrote it, but I don't know what it is. Couldn't even read my own writing. You got to create a structured outline for the book. That was a game changer right there. Creating a structured outline for the book. You know what you want to write. You know what you want to say. But if you don't got an outline, you're going to say everything you want to say that don't even have anything to do with the book that you want to write. You want to write a book about how to make the best sweet potato pie that make your toes wiggle and your stomach say, give me some more. And you up there talking about collard greens. Where collard greens come with sweet potato pie? Oh, because my mama used to make sweet potato pie and collard greens on the same day after we come from church. And I ate the sweet potato pie after I ate the collard. What are you talking about? I don't want to know about no collard greens. You're talking about sweet potato pie. That is a structured outline that you can have both of them, but you don't mix them because you're giving 2 different flavors of the same chapter. That was a teaching moment. That was a teaching moment. You're giving 2 different flavors on one page or one chapter, which you only should have at least one good tasting flavor of that chapter in that book. That when they read it, like, did you remember chapter 5? Chapter 5 talked about how do you discover your purpose, and when you discover your purpose, you discover everything that have or is connected to that purpose. You're not going to say, oh, when I discovered my purpose, I discovered my bank account, and I discovered all these houses over there, and this and that and that. You're giving people what distractions on what their purpose is or how to discover the purpose. Got to have a structured outline, not only for the book but for the chapter.
Yeah. So this is good. And this is what that's the power of mentorship. This is the power of mentorship. This is the power of coaching. This is the power of having someone walk beside you while you write your book. So, ultimately, we believe in you. We believe in you. We believe in your message. We believe in you, that your ability to write your book. And I believe it. Listen, if you have enough faith, I believe that you can do it this year. You don't need, it doesn't have to take a year to write a book. It doesn't have to take 2 years and 5 years. No, you get that mind shift, you get your coach, you get intentional, you can do it this year. I believe that.
You can do it this year. You can do it this month. Because one thing I understand and one thing I realize, I experience it too. You're trying to be perfect. You're trying to write the perfect book. You're trying to say, well, I know I can make it better. I can make it better. I got another chapter. I got 5 more chapters. I can make it better. I want it perfect. And you don't release it because you don't think it's perfect. There's people waiting for there's people waiting for your imperfection in your book so they can know that you're real, that they can know that they can understand or relate to you. Because you're trying to be perfect and nobody's perfect.
I'll tell you.
And while you're waiting to be perfect, those people are waiting for you to release your imperfection so they can become the person that your imperfection can help them become. Because your imperfection is not their imperfection. Your imperfection is helping them realize that what they're going through, they can overcome because you overcome. But like I said, hope you've written that down because these are teaching moments. These are teaching moments. But
Yeah.
we don't want to keep you too long because we're already over our time. And this is only a pop-up out of training. But hope this has been beneficial to you in helping you create your best-selling book. And not only create your best-selling book, help you get that message that's residing on the inside of you out. So I'm Dr. Anthony Latson, my beautiful wife, Dr. Kim Latson, saying, live your best life in your business too. So until next time, be blessed.
Be blessed.